What's up guys, Casey Dimon here, TaxSaleAcademy.com, and thank you for joining me on today's video. Today we're comparing tax liens and redeemable tax deeds. Now the reason we're going to compare them is they are a little bit similar. Let me explain. When you look at a tax lien, we first need to understand what exactly it is. So you have a property owner that fails to pay the taxes on that property in time. The county steps in and they auction off a tax lien, which is a priority lien against that property. That property owner then has a certain amount of time to pay off those back due taxes plus the interest or the fees that are due to the county and subsequently to the tax lien investor. If they fail to redeem that tax lien, if they fail to pay off those taxes within the redemption window, then the lien holder, the tax lien investor, has the ability to foreclose on that lien and become the owner of the property. And at that point, the property owner will lose their interest in the property. So that's a tax lien. To properly compare it to a redeemable tax deed, you first need to understand what a tax deed is. A tax deed follows the same start. That is where a property owner fails to pay their taxes on time. But instead of auctioning off a tax lien, like tax lien states do, the county actually holds that lien in-house. So some states actually don't even call it a lien. They just call them delinquent taxes. So what they'll do is they'll hold that in-house and they'll give the property owner a certain amount of time to pay. At that point, if they do not pay, usually within a couple of years, the county steps in, they foreclose on that property, and then they auction off a tax deed, which sells the rights of that property. And at that point, the tax deed buyer actually owns the property. So a tax lien investor owns a lien on the property with the ability to foreclose if the delinquent taxpayer fails to come in and pay those taxes with the redemption period. A tax deed holder actually buys a tax defaulted property. They own the property itself. So what the heck is a redeemable deed and how they compare to a tax lien, right? In a redeemable tax deed state, it kind of combines the two, tax liens and tax deeds. It takes a mixture of both of those. So in a redeemable tax deed state, what happens is you have that property owner that fails to pay the taxes on time. And then initially, the county will hold on to that property. They'll give the delinquent taxpayer a certain period of time in which to come in, pay the interest and the fees that are due to the county, and then they can have their property, and of course the taxes will be current at that time. But if the property owner fails to come in and pay those taxes, they initiate the proceedings to take that property to a redeemable tax deed sale. At that tax deed sale, a tax deed investor actually comes in and they get a deed to the property, actually buy that property. But that deed is redeemable by the property owner. So the property owner has one last window of time to step in, pay the back due taxes, fees, and interest to the county, and then they can cancel that deed. Now, if you're a redeemable tax deed investor and you own that tax deed to that property, during which the time the delinquent taxpayer comes in and cancels that deed, you will earn interest on your money, and that interest is usually going to be pretty healthy. But if that redemption period completes and the delinquent property owner fails to come in and pay the taxes, then you own that property without chance of anybody coming in and redeeming that property. So a redeemable deed state and a tax lien state do have quite a few similarities. Now, typically, if you invest in tax liens, that tax lien will be redeemed during that redemption window, and you're going to earn interest on your money. In a case where that lien fails to get redeemed by the delinquent property owner, you will typically be responsible as a tax lien holder for taking that property to foreclosure. Now, this could be a very involved process where you actually have to send out notices and foreclose yourself, or it could just be an application for a tax deed. Whereas in a redeemable deed state, you buy that redeemable deed, and then once that redemption period expires, typically there's not much additional action required on your part, and you'll become the owner of that property. So I really hope this has helped compare the differences between a tax lien and a redeemable tax deed. Now, I really hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to click on that subscribe button. Also, click on that thumbs up button just to let us know that you did in fact enjoy it. For more information on tax sale investing, including both redeemable tax deeds and tax liens, head on over to TaxSaleAcademy.com. And if you're looking to get started with the most step-by-step comprehensive tax sale investment training course offered, click on that join button once you're over on the site. Again, that's TaxSaleAcademy.com and click on join. Hey, take care, folks. Bye-bye.